He unbuttoned his shirt. That was when I looked up and saw the bomb hanging like a bad habit strapped to his chest. Looking directly into his cold eyes with unrest, I could tell that a bed of lies and darkness was the place where this one had found his rest. The hatred on his face reminds me of the devil whenever he takes a look at you, and the beef in his eyes were made from fibers too hard for the jaws of a crocodile to chew. What I saw was a monster, not afraid to die, a clear example of someone who wants to attain higher heights just so he could pull down the sky. His intentions were clear. He craved for blood. His entire universe was made from water and sand, so he was more than capable to drag all our names to the mud. And the bomb he had on was ready to burn us like hell, just in case some of us didn't end up there. What better way to learn that a burning desire doesn't always call for a chair, and filled with so much fright and fear, and being the only one in this busy marketplace who could perceive what was near, I ran and I yelled at the top of my voice, "Bomb!" Everybody run. Everything suddenly changed in the scene. Those who heard me ran like people who know that the rapture is in 2 hours, will try to run away from their sins, but legs couldn't run as fast as the wicked ones to kill. So much blood, even the blood bank couldn't pay this bill. For this man I traded one-on-one with the devil, and he was in debt. His payment was in death. The bomb blast shook the foundation so hard that it made the earth want to run away from planet Earth. That moment was a big bang to the Big Bang Theory. So much energy erupting from the wheels of everyone as they burnt in the flames. You could literally say they were burning calories. And as I laid there at the brink of death on this bloody floor that was bloody and muddy, I could faintly see the hand that bore the ring of my beloved wife, but it was without her body. It was over, and with so much pain I prayed and I prayed for death to see me, but instead I kept seeing more and more death, just to mention a few, cause the tomato seller just beside me now has a blood mixed with a tomato. Everywhere don't finally stew. And lying over there on the floor in the pool of blood was a young man that had come to replace the strings on his guitar so he can continue pushing his musical career, but it don't finally blow with no strings attached, with his head and a couple other body parts brutally detached. Oh, what a bloody waste. I wish I could take you by the hand so I can convince and not confuse you without a debate, so you can see that horror movies are nothing compared to the horrors that we humans by ourselves create. For what better way to define horror than an innocent baby burning so profusely, still strapped to the back of a dying mother, the ruptured flesh, the pool of blood, the butcher truck pusher and its exposed liver. What was 5 minutes ago a place of buyers and sellers had become the aftermath of the activity of butchers. It had become a battlefield where both the offensive and the defensive fell. So much flames that even the devil walked in and said, "This place rings a bell." But wait, there was something else that rang a bell. Something that gave me a new definition of the word frightening. Something that struck me like lightning. The man, the bomber. His name is Abdul and he is 17 years old. I know him. I have known him since he was 7, since he was just an innocent little boy lurking the streets where I was living, when he was just a vulnerable soul that needed me to show him some love. But no, it is not my business, so why get involved? And I remember that I would return from work and see him trying to play with my kids, and I would yell at him and ask him to get the hell out and not infest my kids with his disease. It is not my business. And I remember that I would have excessive food in my house, but I'd rather give it to the dogs, when little Abdul was just sitting outside my gate, living like a dog. But it is not my business. And on this fateful day I embarked on the quest of evangelism with my church members doing the Lord's business. And as I marched into the street with my self-righteous head hanging high, I bumped into little Abdul, and that was the moment where I had the chance to alter the path where his destiny would lie. But it is not my business, for he was too filthy and unimportant to earn my audience. And what's even worse is how this never left a hole in my conscience, and 10 years later it leaves a hole in my chest with its bomb for good. And this had taught me the ultimate lesson, that the little good you do could do you a lot of good. For every little thing we do goes out in ripples, and the consequences of our actions is magnified in triples. I fade out as I slowly die off. I guess I'll explain myself to God. That is my business.